Recently, we gave up on chasing the dream of homeownership the usual way. Prices through the roof, interest to the moon, none of it made any sense. So we bought a patch of remote, off-grid land instead, with a plan to build something we could retire to. No mortgage, no lawn signs, just tools, time, and a chance to turn the bush into a storybook life. Like when we were kids, building forts in the forest. Only now the trees are bigger, and so are the dreams. Since the 20s, men found out quick, muskeg don't take a road. Wheels sink, boots vanish. The answer was the bush plane. Floats in summer, skis in winter. A Canadian fix for a Canadian problem. After we bought our land and started chasing the dream, we knew flying in would change the game. So I set my sights on a pilot license. That summer I was a student, and the next I was flying solo. Paperwork signed, ticket in hand. We scoured the classifieds and stumbled on an Amphibious Ultralight. $2,000 on Marketplace. Not new, not fancy, not even in one piece, but within reach. And when you're roughing it, that's as good a starting point as any.
So I just picked up this guy 2 days ago. It's a well-loved Buccaneer. Just kind of getting it up to snuff. Not anytime soon. Get it all up to snuff and then take it flying.
We spent long days bent over those hand-drawn prints from the 1980s. Bolts in the wrong places, wires crossed, fuel lines tired and cracked. One by one we set it right. Piece by piece, bringing the old bird back to life. Becca figured it'd be a year or two before I ever left the ground. She was surprised and maybe a little nervous when I told her I planned to be flying it within a month. Once we had the machine stitched back together, it was time for taxi tests. Just rolling her across the grass, listening for rattles, watching for quirks. Every pass was a chance to catch what we missed on the ground before we ever dared point the nose skyward. Now, in the certified world of general aviation, you need a separate ticket to fly tailwheel and another to fly off water. Not so with these little machines. You kind of sort of wing it. Truth is, I've never flown a tail dragger, and the smart way is always to get checked out in new aircraft, learn how she handles from someone who knows. But with a single seat, that's a problem only one way to solve. With the kinks worked out, today's for crow hops. Taxi her to the end of the strip, point it into the wind, throttle up, and let her lift. Just a little. Then pull the power back and settle her down before the trees rush up. The trick is stopping before the runway runs out. And since these wheels are meant to come off and hang up on those hooks on the sides for water landing, there aren't any brakes. You roll her to a stop or not at all. I'm not gonna lie, these hops were a rush. Exhilarating, yes, but every run had me shaking like a poplar in the wind. With each hop, the camera crept higher, and you can start to see the web of wires holding these wings in place, 16 in all. 8 flying wires that pull down on each side, keeping the wings from flapping themselves apart and keeping the pilot alive in the air. The other 8 are the landing wires, running up to the king post. Their job is the opposite, hold the wings up when you're on the ground. Now, when I bought this machine, the fellow before me had cut every landing wire clean through with a cable cutter. I asked him why, and all he could say was he got frustrated and then snipped them. So I made new ones myself, carefully crimped each end. And here's the question. Would you trust your own crimper from Amazon or call a buddy over to do it? Just under the engine you can see the 1/4-inch bolts that pin the wings in place. Each one held with a wing nut and a safety ring so it can't walk itself off. Out here we call those Jesus bolts. Any bolt that needs to stay in place if you want to keep flying earns that name. And before every flight we walk around and put eyes on every single one. Hindsight's always 20/20. If you look close at the flying wires here, some of them are loose. Turns out they're supposed to be banjo tight, strung like a guitar string. Not so much if you're just skimming the ground and the cushion of ground effect close to the runway, but if I had taken her high with wires like that, I could have been in serious trouble. With all the excitement, I wanted a clean shot of the last crow hop, something I could bring home and show Becca. So I tipped the camera down just enough so you can see the wheels leave the runway, clear as day. Now let's make this last one count. One clean hop, one good run to finish the day. Whoops, a little higher. Oh crap. I was already committed to the go-around, but the fight had just begun. Stick buried full right, left leg straining 50 pounds into the rudder, and still she wanted to roll and yaw her way into the ground. Every instinct screamed to stay low, hug the earth where it felt safe, but training says different. Altitude buys you time. So I clawed her higher, wrestling the controls, every muscle tight. I never even noticed the right gear slipping from its socket, twisting upside down beneath me. I was too busy holding the stick hard over. Lucky the circuit was left hand, because this plane was desperate to turn left. Once I got her back on the ground, I could feel it straight away, the plane pulling left and right, and at the time I couldn't put my finger on it. It wasn't until I reviewed the footage later that I saw the truth. A couple days later, the Buccaneer is now a timid little flying machine. Months before, I'd asked Roger about the bad reviews I'd read on other airplanes, and he gave me a simple answer. Every airplane is different, but they're all a joy to fly. And boy was he right. We're not ready yet for big cross countries or water landings, but we've got ourselves a machine that'll shape the direction of these off-grid dreams. Just like the ATV did, just like the canoe did. Each tool serving its time, teaching us what's next and pointing us toward bigger, brighter horizons, whatever they turn out to be. Becca's with us for another week, so now's the time for a hard push. The cabin can't climb higher until the sheathing's on, that's what gives the frame its strength. But raw ply won't last long in the rain, so we'll skin it, set the big timbers for the second floor, and run rafters across the top. That way we've got a skeleton strong enough to stretch a tarp over, keep the weather out while we work. Then we'll wrap it tight so the plywood stays sound, ready for the cabin's next skin.
These are the screws.
Basically, the wood has to go through.
I know, but I mean, how you are gonna align with this?
How far is that wood piece there? Is it into the middle or?
No, it is close to the edge, like 2/3.
Is it 2/3? You're gonna have to get underneath and kind of
One of those, something.
just like on your knees. No, you're on your knees and just gotta line this. It's good, right? But we have to shove it to hold this.
I don't want to hurt you. Okay, I can hold this.
It's just gotta come this way a little bit. Right there. Now what we want to do is match it. Move your fingers and match it. One up here.
Nothing. Because nothing. Can I get your glove? Here's glove.
Okay. So I guess start with this one.
Just hold on.
Yeah, about yeah.
And I keep pushing this.
Just gently. Till the screw
How
starts.
about my hand?
Yeah, you can do it till it starts. Gotta push. Just gently though. Okay. So this is, see how mine's flush? Yours is sticking out a little bit. Put it in there and just gently hit the trigger. A little bit more. Yeah, but you can watch. See if I go slowly. You don't have to go like that. That's what you did, right?
Okay, you could try this.
Yeah.
Something like that. Okay.
Yeah, just a little, right? See? No. Keep going. No.
Oh.
See, you just kind of no. I'm just saying, like, you know, you can just go like it'll go click 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 click. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it doesn't help to go faster. You have to push the drill. No, put your hand on the back of the drill. Yeah. There you go. Now just go slow. Keep going. No, just slow. Yeah. So the trick is keep the drill pressed to the screw. Okay. And don't click the trigger like this. Just hold it slow. Right?
Damn it, so does nothing.
Okay, here, let's watch me. So I push. So the tip is going in. I can just go slow. Good. Slow and going. You can go fast if you're good. See how slow?
Show it to me.
Huh?
Now I try that.
Yeah. It's just don't go like that. That's what you're doing, right? Like it's just relax with it. The trick here is we need to go every foot. So basically on the inside and every 6 inches are on the outside. I mean, it's not a big problem. I just want you to.
No, I am not on top of it.
Of course not, because you've never done it before. Now put your other hand on the back of the drill. Yeah. There, go slow. Yeah. Don't push. No, push it. Yeah. Keep pushing. So it's all about just pressing the drill. Yeah. Yeah, after you do 100 of these.
Yeah, then you do 50.
Okay. So what you can do is, that's why I wanted to mark those for you.
Yeah, it should be.
So if you get the pencil, you can, so what you can do is,
can put it right there with the line. Becca's a quick study, but she'll tell you herself this is all new ground. Back home, her days are spent in the clean room running machines that carve transistors out of silicon. Work so technical it'd make your head spin. Out here, she's learning hammer and saw one step at a time. And that's all I need, because with her taking on the basics, I can set to cutting and fitting the blocking between the studs, giving the sheathing a place to line up. These beams, just leftovers from an old tarp experiment that didn't quite pan out. Live and learn, they say. For now, they're just in the way, and my job is to clear them out so we can push ahead. The top plate goes on now. With all 4 walls standing, nailed and braced, this piece ties them together. It locks into the front wall and pins the side walls in tight, stitching the corners into one solid frame. What was once just loose boards is now starting to feel like a cabin. Now, if you're keener, you might be asking about those missing corner details. That's no mistake. Those are gaps waiting for the porch timbers, where they'll slot in and hold the rafters up for the screened-in porch. And if you did miss it, don't worry, we'll get there. It'll unfold in a future episode. Out here, the skies are nearly always marching with towering clouds, piling up like mountain ranges overhead. So it's a rare gift to work under a sky of pure blue. Half my attention is on the hammer and saw and the other half on the horizon, taking in the wild beauty of this place while we make our small mark upon it.
How hard is it to start this? Like, do you think she would be able to start it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you have to poke it.
Yeah, but it takes a lot of muscle, or
Not really. It's
no?
only I believe it's one. It's only, I can't remember if it's 1 or 2.
Okay.
So there's not much back pressure. I mean, 2 hands.
Just
a little kids do it.
a little patch here, hey?
Yeah. I did that with the plows, but I had it professionally welded,
Okay.
so it doesn't leak.
Would I be able to load it into that trailer myself?
Yeah, I loaded it onto there.
Okay.
I normally put it in the back of my truck.
Is there a shear pin on this? Do you know? Like
On that one, no, it slips.
Oh, does it?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's some kind of slip there.
I mean, that's good. That's the problem. Like, we have a little 2-horse on our canoe. We hit like a log or something, and it shears the shear pin, and then you're kind of dead in the water. What's this control right here?
That's the choke,
Okay.
and you pull that. I can take the top off there after and show you.
Sure.
But when you pull it out, it gives it air, and I think there's a primer next to the shifter's right on the throttle. And you just like there's no forward and backwards.
Okay. Oh, you
turn the throttle and it clicks, and you turn it backwards, go to neutral, and you turn it backwards, and it goes into reverse.
Spoiler alert, we bought ourselves a John boat. The river's been running low, and sure enough, we clipped the log and sheared the shear pin off. When I swapped it out, I found the inside of the old prop chewed to bits. It would still spin, but it couldn't be trusted. So we rang up Roger, and he said what we already knew. It was time for an upgrade. These cross members held the wall steady through the early build, but before a sheet can go up, the brace must come down. The sheathing itself will take over the work of holding his cabin true.
Huh?
Yeah. Should we put these things here?
Sure.
You know, it's a part.
Okay.
If I was working this job alone, I'd set all the blocking first, then bring the sheets up after. But with Beck on the crew, teamwork changes the pace. I'm forever racing to get a block in before she's got another sheet ready to fly into place, and I usually lose. Still, it's a fine problem to have. There's a joy in watching the walls grow taller one sheet at a time. This John boat is 3 times faster than the canoe, and that makes it a real game changer. But when the river runs low, the deadheads sit just beneath the surface, waiting. At this speed, spotting them becomes a team effort. As the driver, my eyes stay locked ahead. No fiddling with cameras, no tying a shoelace, no looking away. One distraction and you're not a boat anymore, you're inland in an airboat. It's a paradigm shift, the kind that demands all your focus. Like riding a motorcycle, there's just one job and all your attention belongs to it. This trailer does the job, but it's not cut out for the long haul. Roger let us back it right into the water, taillights under and all. Works in a pinch, but it won't last. Another time we tried it, got hooked on the ramp and burned half an hour wrestling it back out. Time to admit, we need a proper boat trailer. We're still dragging the 2-horse along for the ride. That's plan B if the John boat lets us down. Good insurance, because out here you don't want to be stranded without a backup. We're running the river every day now, and the John boat's earning its keep. 4 sheets of plywood strapped up front, 2 of us riding in the back, and it turns into a ripping little river cruise. Not the smoothest ride, but it beats a week of canoe shuttles, that's for sure.
Yeah, maybe what I'll do is, huh?
I jump from here.
I think I would damage. I think what I'll just do is float it out and turn around.
There are days out here when a success looks like a small win. A fire that catches, a log that rolls the right way, a boat that floats a little lighter. And then there are days like this, when the winds stack together into something bigger. A river run with the John boat, plywood on the bow, sun on our shoulders, and the wilderness around us. Out here, man is where he's meant to be, working with nature, not against it. And Becca and I, we're not just building a cabin, we're blooming with it, finding strength in the sweat, beauty in the struggle, and joy in every mile of the river that carries us forward. After a couple hours hammering blocking at weird angles, I pulled half the muscles in my arm. Roger said it was time to get a nailer, so here it is. Trouble is, my shoulder's so shot I can't hold it one-handed, so if you catch me gripping it with two hands like I'm stirring maple syrup with a canoe paddle, now you'll know why. So which windows do you want to put in first?
Windows.
I think we have that one.
That
With that one.
Yeah. And it was my pitch. Just
So
because,
let's agree, like the two front ones we can have
yeah,
covered over until we buy those windows.
yeah.
So we can save wood by keeping this window open and this window open.
Did you use this tool to cut that?
We cut these off, yeah. But I finished it with the handsaw.
As I set the last top plate, you'll notice a ratchet strap bracing that wall. All the corners were fastened tight, but this wall was just a ½ inch out at the top. She needed a little persuasion to come plumb so the others would follow. Pretty good luck all told. And once the sheathing goes on, the story will lock into place.
Here. Huh?
Excited now to climb into the second row of sheathing. Each sheet brings us closer to setting those big timbers for the second floor. You can feel it. One step at a time, we're getting there. The 4 sheets we hauled in this morning are stacked and waiting for tomorrow. From here it's just a rhythm. Boat runs, plywood on the bow, one load at a time. Progress doesn't come in a rush, it builds piece by piece.
Where's that tarp? We have a tarp.
Huh?
Just over top of the stuff under the tent.
Put this on top of it.
Yeah, that goes over that.
Gotta be gentle with the Argo while the chain's shot. No slamming the brakes or flooring it into donuts. Take it easy, give her soft turns, and the chain holds. Slow and steady keeps it all from going sideways.
Here, you wanna just hold this rope for a sec while I back it up? It's not gonna come out, but
You see it?
yeah.
Crappy tire had a sail on the 10 by 20 vehicle tent, so we grabbed one. Until the shed goes up, this will do the trick. Enough room to wrench on the Argo and keep the rain and mosquitoes at bay when the timing's not on our side.
Well,
Before the John boat, getting these sheets upriver was a 3-hour tour. Now we just load them in the daily driver and cruise. It's a whole different game. Faster, easier, and a lot more fun.
it's a good day to work.
Yeah.
Nice and cool.
Very nice day.
come down and grab those busted pieces. When I cut this trail with the chainsaw, I wore the helmet all day. I didn't realize what a luxury it was. Quiet, no branches whipping your face. So when Becca showed up, I set her up with it right away. Huh?
You can use this
It's
one.
4 feet across, which is great. That means we can reuse this piece tomorrow.
Yeah.
If you can give me a hand.
Yeah.
No. Don't lift it. You're not letting
I'm just holding.
Okay.
Yeah. I have
Oh.
it. I'm just holding.
No, you have to hold it out.
Like this.
Just lift it.
No, okay. Let me. You can forget everything.
Up. More. Down a little bit. Just want to get it a little bit for you stable.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe just a little bit. I do the 6 first, right?
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I bought these loft timbers strictly because the guy at the mill told me they'd chisel my physique. But if anything, they're just chiseling years off my life. Moving these timbers turned the John boat into a plow, nose down, water piling up. I've since noticed if you throw a weight in the back, she'll lift and get on plane, but with these beasts on board, forget it. You're just breaking waves, not records. We'll head back upriver, gather more timbers, and move them closer to the bank, and then start driving them in with the Argo one at a time. Gotta be generous with the General Lee, not punish her too hard. Off-Grid Engineering like to end with a win, show you something cool before we roll the credits. But this time, that would have meant an hour and 45-minute episode. So instead, we'll keep hauling while you take a break. Next time we'll pick up right here, and you'll see those loft timbers go up, and that's worth sticking around for. But let's head up the river together as we say farewell. Thanks for being part of the work, and we'll see you in the next chapter.